We all live unique lives. We're all on our own timeline. It might look from the outside world that you are not doing as well, but you are. In terms of you becoming yourself, in terms of you finding yourself, in terms of you becoming the woman you've always wanted to be, you are on track. Hello, my wonderful gems. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. If you're a returning gem, welcome back. If you're new here, hello, how are you? Make sure you set out the vibe, and if you like what you're listening to, then please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. So we're just going to jump into the story for the episode. The title of the story is How Do I Stop Feeling Like a Child and Inferior to Others in My Life? You should probably stop comparing yourself to them. So let's jump in. I just turned 26 and I promised myself I'll move forward this year extremely grateful of what I have achieved and who I've become. I guess this post just defeats the purpose. I don't know what I'm expecting out of this, but I guess I'm just looking for support. ... This was a trying year for my friend relationship. People did not turn out to be the way I thought. I tried to be detached from other people's actions and focus on my own, but I felt excluded out. I feel excluded out of the conversation. I feel like people know all about my emotions and feelings because I'm honest, but I don't know anything about theirs. It's for them to know discuss, but not tell me. I feel like a little child where adults are gathered to have opinions on my opinions. To put it off, I've never been in a relationship and it doesn't seem like it'll happen for me anytime soon. All my perspective and fears come from the things that haven't happened to me yet or I have evidence of. I'm scared that I'm not attracted to non-ethnic men as a brown girl. I'm scared that I'm not interesting or mature enough to keep a man loyal to me. I'm scared that my lack of experience is a put off. I had amazing things happen to me and I still have good friends relationship, but I'm not someone that makes friends easily. I'm not someone that captivated a man's attention that he wants to come talk to me. I'm a high-functioning anxious person who doesn't know what she's doing and has never learned to enjoy what she has. I'm tired of people telling me to go do what I like and what makes me happy. I don't know what makes me happy. I've always lived vicariously through my own future or someone else's life. I forgot to live in the moment. I have really good things going on for me on paper. I live on my own. I can afford things I couldn't as a child, but now what? Where's my dream life? Where's my dream man? What is my dream? All I ever want is to be pretty, but that is out of my control. I never really thought about any other things. Wow, I was not expecting that at all. So we're just going to jump in. You're 26. Your brain's just finished developing at 25. I think most of us have this timeline in our lives. She's not the only one. If you're listening to this, you're probably not the only one. We have a timeline in our minds that is told by society. It's not like we just came up with the timeline on our own. We have a timeline in our mind that is told by society that by this age, finish school. School is supposed to prepare you for work. And then you work till, I guess, you put your kids through school and the whole cycle continues. Basically, that timeline is not real. That timeline is not real. There is no timeline in life. Like I said, life is a journey of self-discovery. And if you feel like you have not discovered yourself, congratulations, you're at step 1. Most people are at 26. You are exactly where you need to be. If you're this young woman or you're in your 30s or even in your 40s, life is a constant journey of self-discovery, rediscovering yourself, knowing more about yourself. Once you find traits about yourself, after that, you move on to the next step when you find the second trait and the third trait and the fourth trait. It never ends. There's no ending. It just keeps going on and on and on. And the challenges that are presented to you in life is to help you discover more about yourself. It is the greatest story ever told of just journeying and journeying and journeying over and over and over again. I make it sound boring, but it's actually pretty interesting, at least from my perspective. I don't know why I made it sound so boring. But yeah, so basically, she's dealing with stuff that I think a lot of people who feel like they are late bloomers or they haven't accomplished this XYZ or 1, 2, 3, they feel like they're being left behind. No, you are not being left behind. You are going through life on your own times and on your own terms. And if you do feel like her, where you feel like you've been left behind, everybody else is accelerating and not you, you need to take a pause. Do you want their life? And by their life, I mean their whole life. Because people tend to post their highlight reels on social media. They tend to share the good things about themselves. Such as this woman. She's honest, she's direct, she tells her friends all her feelings, and they share stuff here and there with her. Obviously, there's some sort of imbalance that's happening. All right. So her friends, if they're sharing something with her, or if they're sharing at all, it's probably going to be something positive. They're not going to share the negative aspect of their life that's going to make her rethink, oh, wait, I think I actually have it pretty good. Most people are going to share the positive of their life because they don't want their friends or their family member to look at them a certain way. It's understandable. You don't want to expose all the skeletons in your closet. We all have some skeletons to a degree. Some have more than others. And most of the time, what I find out is that the people who have the least amount of skeletons in their closets are the ones who are most worried than the people who have like a crap ton. Insane. So if you're in this situation, or if this is you, take life one step at a time. You're 26. Your brain finished developing a year ago. It's all right. Cut yourself some slack, all right? If you're in a similar position, you don't know your friends that well. From what she's written in, she doesn't know her friends that well. They're probably telling her the good stuff. And maybe they're telling you the good stuff because you're a positive person. I've also seen this. If things in your life tend to happen well, like such as what you say, you look good on paper. You're probably high achiever. You have a stable job. You have all these things going out for you. If you look good on paper and your friends can see that, sometimes they might feel a little bit inferior and not share the bad stuff in their life. If you're the type of person who always shares the good stuff about your life, other people might not be vulnerable to be like, hey, this is what's happening in my life. And it's not because they don't trust you. It's just because they don't want to bring that type of bad energy. It depends. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not your friends and I'm not you. And I don't know how you show up. But from what you've written in, I think it just varies from conversation to conversation. Something similar happened to me. And I'm the type of person, I don't do drama. Drama doesn't come to me. So I tend to keep my life drama free for the most part. And I had a friend who was always in drama. And I was always the one consoling her. And then there was one time where this thing happened to me. I basically fell out with another friend. And we were in a group. I fell out with another friend. And it affected me so bad that when I came to her, she dismissed me. And I felt so unseen and so unheard. For me, falling out with that friend was as bad for me like her with all her constant drama. And I was always there for her. So after that happened, I told her, hey, this is how you made me feel. I understand the magnitude of me, I guess, falling out with a friend. This was in the times where I was tend to pedestalize romantic relationships, such as you having a partner, whether you're man or woman, woman, man, puts those relationships on a pedestal. But when it comes to friendships, the world kind of just dismisses it. And for me, I'm the type of person I hold my friendships a high regard. A romantic relationship is not an upgrade to a friendship to me. They are the same. Obviously, there's some stuff that are going to come with a romantic relationship that is not going to come with friendship. But if you're around my circle and I consider you close, whether that is a friend or romantic prospect, you're basically equal to me to some degree. But a romantic relationship is not an upgrade, or a friendship a downgrade from a romantic relationship. But that is just how I see the world. But I'm also aware other people see it differently. So when I fell out with that friend and she dismissing me because, it's not a romantic relationship and most of her drama were, boyfriend based, this was fine. I told her and I explained to her my perspective. Thank God she was a good friend and she understood where I was coming from. And she was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I shouldn't have dismissed you. I can see how this is as traumatic for you and you wanted my support just like you have been offering me my support while I'm going through my romantic relationship. So the thing is, where was I going with that story? So the thing is, sometimes you might be coming to a friend with something that you consider catastrophic. such as you falling out with another friend. But because to them, their perspective on life is romantic relationships are here and friendships are down here, it's not really that big of a deal, they might not listen to you, or they might not feel like you're giving them that same energy. And as a result, they might not, I don't know, maybe share their trauma with you. To be frank, I do not know. I don't know. I'm not there. A lot of us work through life looking at life through our perspective, and that's fine. But if you want to be open and vulnerable with other people, you need to be open and vulnerable to hearing their perspective. Now, I'm not saying that's not what you're doing. It's just I'm just giving out examples because I really don't know. Sometimes when I read this stuff, it's like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I'm pulling a straw sometimes. All right. And now the second thing, to top it off, you haven't been in a romantic relationship. I think that's fine. It's fine that you haven't been in a romantic relationship. One of my key advice on this channel has always been your 20s are your years of exploration. That is because I really believe that in your 20s, that is when you're supposed to find yourself. You're supposed to know yourself. Find out what you like, what you dislike, what your talents are, what your skills are, what type of woman you want to be, what type of man you want to be, and all those stuff. And considering the fact that the range that the brain finishes developing is from 21 to 25, it makes sense. But like your body has not even finished developing fully. You are not, well, I don't want to say you're not finished, but you are not finished. Your brain has not finished developing fully until the age range of 21 to 25. So you're 26. It's kind of like you just became an adult. Well, you didn't just become an adult, but you kind of did. Your brain just finished its development. You have a fully functioning brain with every part. Everything is intact. Now you're ready to go on in life. But the thing is, our society has lied to us that we're supposed to meet these criteria by a certain age. Like, back in the day, people used to get married at 17. Can you imagine a 17-year-old being married? Like, are you kidding? That is not good. That is detrimental. What? At 17? And you used to pop babies out by like the time they were 18. No. Now that we've known better, we need to do better. But the thing is that even though we have known better as a society, we've known all these stuff about ourselves and the human brain and its capacity, we still think because we have done this in the past, or something I've heard before, people of certain cultures, they don't think they should do something because it's not what we do. There's this notion of, well, our people don't do this, so we're not going to do this. It's kind of wild. Are you like, really? Have you looked at history? There are a lot of stuff we did in the past that is completely unacceptable now. Why? Because we know better. And now that we know better, we do better. Now that we know better, we give ourselves grace that if we have not been in a relationship in our mid-20s, it's okay. It's all right. It's not the end of the world. Your brain just finished developing. Cut yourself some slack. She also mentioned something about not being attracted to non-ethnic men. Is it the physical attribute you're not attracted to, or is it the mind? Because this is a gray area. Obviously, as someone who's from a different culture, well, this is a gray area because sometimes it can just be physical attribute. You don't like how some people of certain cultures physically look. That's your prerogative, not mine. And that's fine. But sometimes it might not just be the physical attribute, but it might be the mind, how their mind works or how they perceive the world. Because there are some people who will see some wild stuff. I agree. I've encountered them. And I'm just like, you really think like that? Baffling. But in the same breath, I've also encountered people of that same culture who are so open-minded, so open-hearted, and are like the kindest human being. So when you say attraction is more so like, when people write about attraction to me, I just kind of look at it differently because after reading The Art of Loving by Eric Fromm, he's my favorite philosopher now. Okay, I'm putting it here. The Art of Loving by Eric Fromm is attractions are just a bunch of traits that are popularized in our society. Like in the 70s, it was attractive to smoke. Nowadays, I don't think it's on people's top list of having a smoker, all right? Like, back in the day, attraction was someone who smoked. They were cool, they were debonair, all those fun words. Or even a woman, it's like, oh, she's so nice that she's smoking. Nowadays, that same trait is not really there. Like, I'm not saying people are going to discriminate against you because you're a smoker, but I don't think it's on people's top 10 list. Oh, I want someone who smokes. But there was a time in society when that was the thing. Attraction is just most of the times what we think or we are attracted to is simply something that has been advertised to us. And it's unfortunate. That's how you hear everyone. Every girl wants someone who's 6 foot and above. Really? Really? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't get that. If that's what you want, by all means, go for it. But is that really all you want? Someone who's just tall? I'm just putting a question out there. I'm not knocking you down, but I'm just wondering, is that truly what you want, or is that something that has just been shown to you over and over and over again to the point that you are familiar with it and you've tied that in with attraction and love? Is that it? Because a lot of people would say out of pocket stuff, just, I want someone who's like this, I want someone who's like that. It's just because of marketing. A lot of us are influenced by marketing. I mean, marketers are genius. Okay, let's just start there. And a lot of us get influenced by all these marketing ploys to the point where we make long life decisions based on someone's marketing to us. It's bizarre and it is weird. So my point for this is, when you say you're not attracted to non-ethnic men, is it because of their mind or how they think? Or do you feel like ethnic men are the only people who are able to resonate with you on a soul level? Or is it just the physical attribute of it all? I don't know. Something for you to explore. If you're in a similar position or a similar situation, you can ask yourself those questions. But it's just something that perked on my ear a little bit. Lastly, I would just say, stop comparing yourself to others. Please stop. We all live unique lives. We're all on our own timeline. It might look from the outside world that you are not doing as well, but you are. In terms of you becoming yourself, in terms of you finding yourself, in terms of you becoming the woman you've always wanted to be, you are on track. And I'm telling you right now, I used to believe I wasn't on track as well because some stuff had not happened in my life. However, I recently discovered I am on track. Okay? And that applies to you. Life flows differently for all of us. There's no set timeline. It's not at XYZ age you're supposed to. No. You can accomplish whatever you want at any age. Society's not going to tell you that because they want to advertise stuff for you. Again, the marketing, geniuses. Okay? But you need to know what is best for you. You are an individual. You are not a collection of society. All right? Even though you are in society, even though you contribute to society, society is not you and you are not it. You are an individual with individual needs, individual passions, individual skills, and individual talents. And who wants to find her individual partner? Again, you don't need to attract every guy out here or every girl out here. The partner who's meant for you is meant for you. You don't have to stress about that. That is actually something you do not need to stress about. Granted, if you feel like you're not at the point you want to be in life, yes, take the precaution, take whatever you need to take to make sure you're at that point. But if you feel like you need to contort yourself to fit in the mold that society thinks is acceptable, I would never give you that advice. Because that is, you are just going to be running on the hamster wheel over and over again, and you will never be enough because of the simple fact that you have not found yourself, you do not know who you are, and most importantly, you have not defined yourself for yourself. Don't let society try to define you. You might not be conventionally attractive, but there is someone out there who will find you to be the most attractive person they've ever seen in the entire world. You might not believe it because everyone around you has told you you're not good enough, but you really need to learn to tune them out and focus on you, especially when you're 20 years old. This is the time to discover yourself. This is a crucial time before you have kids or before you, knock on wood, oh my gosh, knock on wood, my mom is getting older, before you have to take care of your parents. This is the time for you to focus on yourself. Focus on becoming that woman in your mind that you always wanted to be. And take it one step at a time. Don't rush. Don't feel like you got to sprint. Take it one step at a time. If you need to pause, take a pause, but just go at it slowly and surely. And don't let society try to define you. Everyone and their mamas are going to try to tell you what you're supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. We have all heard it. You have heard it across the screen. I have heard it. But at the end of the day, think about what has brought you joy in life. And I can assure you, most of the time, the things that have brought you joy have been the things you wanted to do on your own accord. When you felt comfortable or confident about doing something and you really wanted to do it and you really wanted to try it out, I'm pretty sure those things have brought you joy most of the time than the things someone told you, this is what you should do. And if it's not, please let me know in the comment section below. And that's what I'm going to tell you. You are on your own timeline. You are on no one else's timeline. If you want to date, I would suggest you go out and date. But that is if you are in the right mindset to date. Don't go dating because you feel down, you feel worthless. You're going to attract really bad people. You're going to attract the same people who feel worthless and don't feel like they're enough. That's not what you want to do. If you want to go out in the dating world, go out as a full individual who knows herself, who knows what she wants, who knows what she wants in life, who knows what she is willing to bring to the table. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but it's just like, because men have turned that whole, what do you bring to the table as an insult? But you need to know what you're willing to bring to the table and what you're not going to bring to the table. And vice versa, you need to know what you want out of a partner. All these stuff are the stuff you learn with life. And it takes time. You're just 26, so relax and take it easy. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to this episode, and please let me know what you thought in the comment section below. As usual, we get our story on our website, which is kitchentableadvice.com. That's where we get most of our stories as well as business inquiries. Our website also has a plethora of other stuff. We have blogs where I just talk about anything and everything. We have art that I've labeled weird and contemporary art, as well as poems that take a dark turn. So if that interests you, please feel free to visit the website. And again, thank you so much for spending your day with me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.